Hello, today we're going to be covering how we can move a sprite either with the arrow keys or by clicking on other sprites. So you can see here when I click the arrow keys to the right, the sprite will move right. If I move the arrow key to the left, the sprite will move left. But I could also click on the two sprites up above the cat to move the cat. So let's try that. So how do we do this? Well, let's create a new project and find out. First things first, we have our cat. So let's create a project and move our cat. There's various event blocks, and one of the events blocks allows us to look at key presses. So now if we run the project, we should see that the left arrow and the right arrow key are getting pressed. Well, that's pretty cool, but they're not really moving the cat yet. So let's add some code to move the cat as well. So from the X and Y position tutorials, we remember if we want to go right, that we have to change X positively. If we want to go left, we have to change X negatively. We have to take away from X. So let's see what happens now. Well, that looks good. Except we'd really like to have the cat turn when we move from side to side. So let's add some code to do that as well. Let's give that a try now. Oh, except look, the cat's flipping upside down. So to prevent the cat from flipping upside down, we need to use what's called a rotation style. So the rotation style we want to have is left to right. So now look, the cat's moving left to right without a problem. Next, let's use some additional sprites and some messages so that we can move the cat back and forth using not only arrow keys but clicking on other sprites as well. So let's add two new sprites. We'll add two arrows. So this arrow will be our arrow on the left-hand side. So we can name that so that we can track it properly. And then this arrow could be our arrow on the right-hand side. Now you'll notice that both arrows are pointing right. So what we could do on the left arrow is pointed in the opposite direction. That looks better. Now there's control events that allow you to sense if a sprite's actually clicked on. So for the left sprite, we can say when this sprite is clicked, broadcast a message. Let's create a new message and call it click left. And then we can do the same for the right-hand side. So you can say, when this sprite is clicked, broadcast a message, and let's call this message click right. Now if we go back to our original sprite, we can now look for two different messages. We can look for a click left message. We can look for a click right message. So let's add some says just to see what happens when we receive click right or click left. So now if we run the program, you can see if we click on either the left or the right arrow, we're receiving that message. Now all we need to do is simply move. So we're going to just simply duplicate the code we used for right arrow and duplicate the code we used for left arrow, and then try running it. And you can see here, we can move our cat left, we can move our cat right using the arrows, we can move our cat left and move our cat right using the keyboard. Alright, I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions.